Dr. Dang, the possibility of mutations because and different strains, this is supposedly mutating. There have been 4 strands found on one case in Canada, 2 strands found in another case somewhere in Europe. Is that an additional challenge?
Sure. So the coronavirus has been known to have a lot of different strains, and like you already know, the SARS, the MERS were type of coronaviruses only, and even when you compare it to the H1N1 or the swine flu, we see new strains that come up every year. For example, this year we've seen the H3N2 that we hadn't seen before. So definitely it is a major concern, but similarly to swine flu, how we adapt our tests and the vaccines also, they will have to be slowly metamorphosized in a way to suit both the requirements as we discover new strains.
Would you like to actually be somebody who tests as the demand is huge? It's very strictly regulated by the government on where you can go, and for good reason. But given the fact that there is this huge demand which is taking place, people are unable to get themselves tested even with a doctor's prescription. Do you believe that private bodies across the country should be involved in testing as well?
So,
or is it too early for that?
So currently the government has really ramped up services. They have close to 50 testing centers and more than 50 collection centers as well. But as and when the disease progresses and there are more number of cases, obviously working with the private players will increase bandwidth and accessibility as well. And obviously, like you correctly said, the quality has to be maintained even when private players are doing it, and more important than quality also are the safety norms.
Yeah. Because
when we are testing such a highly infectious virus, we have to have the best kind of biosafety levels that need to be maintained.
Yeah. Just another quick question to you. Were you or are you in a situation where you've got people from outside, from Europe for example, come in only to realize that going home means exposing themselves to a situation many times worse than India? India is actually fortunately quite okay at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we had a return guest this morning that was supposed to fly out, but then decided to extend his stay because of the scenario at the airports. So there are several cases that are like these, and people who have been traveling within the country for the last month or 2 are now looking at extending their stays. So that's a good sign actually for the other hotels as well, to ensure that occupancies and ARRs remain healthy.
Right. And Dhruv, in terms of the aviation sector, I mean, are you seeing a complete meltdown? We've seen many Indian airlines also saying that their loads are going down catastrophically. Cathay Pacific in trouble, Lufthansa in trouble, so many carriers. Only Air India seems to be battling it out by government mandate at the moment. Isn't that going to be the next problem in a deeply distressed aviation sector in India?
Yes.
Something like this happens.
So we've already had a statement which was issued by Indigo, and they are predicting about a 20–25% dip in revenue. Major sectors, the flight prices have dipped significantly. A lot of sectors which were, for example, India to Brussels, India to Netherlands, those are not happening anymore because of the ban right now. So naturally, there is going to be a massive dip in their revenues, and they're hoping that airline, turbine fuel taxes, those things also come down to help them.
Right.
But no idea as such immediately as to how bad it would be by the end of the year.